Tribal was certainly something last night, so yeah, I mean, I think there's going to be a boil over, I think, especially from Madison. Now, Madison could be taken out. I probably wouldn't be against that because we're now up to a point in this game where you just want to get to the end. However, I know Madison, she will be pissed at me, so it makes sense for me to take her out because realistically there's no chance of me working with her or her working with me. However, if she does want to work with me, then I'm up to it because I actually don't mind Madison. Well, congrats on Final 5, guys. Yeah, we did it. Hey Nick and Kelly, can I talk to you? Sure. I'm pretty pissed. You know, I felt like I went from a very good position to a really bad one. Because now one of my closest allies are gone and I've lost trust in everybody here. So I need to rebuild that trust, otherwise I'm going backwards and probably be the next one to go home, let's be real, because, I mean, I'm not physically that strong, am I? So the people I need to regain trust with are the people I thought I had trust with at last trial council, and that is Kelly and Nick. Although I can't fully trust them, out of the 4 people who voted against me, those are the 2 I trust the most. Guys, I just want to know what happened. Well, Roger went home. But why? I thought we had a good plan. I mean, I know Abby may have been not the biggest threat, but like, it just made sense for the 4 of us to stick together. Yes, for the 4 of us to stick together made sense if it was earlier in the game. Madison, we were at Final 6. You know, taking Roger to the end was going to be dangerous. I guess I can see that. As long as it just wasn't a personal attack against me, I just need to know that. Because I'm still open to working with you guys. We're open to working with you as well. I mean, if you need to know, I am worried about Peter. Same. I mean, the dude's good strategy behind his back. Not the greatest social game, but that's kind of beside the point. Plus, he's got a good strategic game as well. So, do you guys want to take him out? If he loses, yes. Tribal was great. Okay, I will be the first to admit it. I mean, I wasn't on board initially of voting out Roger. However, the more I thought about it, the closer we got to Tribal, and now with the result, I'm pretty pleased. Now, obviously, I thought we were screwed because Roger played the idol, but then somehow Peter, like, knew about the idol somehow, and that confused me. But you know, I'm not going to be complaining about that result. Roger making it to the end would be catastrophic to basically everyone's game because he just had that really big, you know, underdog story hidden behind his back, and I don't think a lot of people other than me saw that, at least what I'm aware of. So I'm very pleased with the result. Are you concerned of what they could be talking about? Nah, I know what they're talking about. I think Madison's trying to get an explanation and probably trying to reconnect with those 2 because she trusts them more. So that puts us in the back foot. Oh yeah, absolutely. But I think we'll be able to get out of it. Am I worried? Yes, because I could be perceived as a big threat here. You know, Madison's not stupid. I know that. I've spent basically the entirety of this game with her, so I know her game pretty well. And the thing I'm worried about is that, you know, she could get Nick and Kelly on her side, take me out, and boom, I'm out. But, you know, every chance they've got remains in Abby. If Abby decides, oh, this is hopeless, and, well, flips, then I'm screwed as well. I'm further screwed because that's all 4 people against me. So I need to keep Abby calm, that things are going to turn out our way. And if I can do that, then she'll stick with me. And then, although it's still 3-2, you know, I only need to flip one more person. And I think I could probably get Nick to do it because, well, me and Nick had an agreement last tribal, and I'm pretty sure we can agree on something again. So, well, that went well. Yeah, what was it about the idol? I'm just curious. Oh, so, do you know when we were worried about there potentially being an idol play? Yeah, and I told you I could solve that. Yeah. So I went up to him and told the plan to him, what we were going to do. Why? Well, that just to figure out if he had the idol. And if he didn't, what was he going to do? And he revealed to me that he had the idol. So I left it a little bit, then told him there was a new plan coming up. So he was panicked. And you know, it was a bit last minute, it was a bit risky, but who cares? It worked. I mean, I guess I can't argue with that. So what do you want to talk to me about? Well, so me and you are the last 2 boys left. And Madison is probably going to target me or Abby, and if I have to guess, it's probably me. But if that's the case, I don't think you should. Why? Well, think about it. Who would you rather go to the final four with? You've got, after this immunity challenge, if you survive the tribal council, you've got one more immunity challenge for final three, right? You're going to have a better time trying to beat me over Kelly. You got a fair point. So, yeah, Peter's obviously trying to keep me on his side, and I can see right through his plot. However, his plot makes sense. Like, if he's genuine wants to take out someone like Kelly, you know, I might be down for that, because, hear me out, we're now in the final five. It's basically every man for himself. You can stick with alliances and stuff, and I have a feeling that taking out Kelly wouldn't be the stupidest move, because she is probably the next biggest physical threat to me. And in a final immunity challenge competition, I need every chance I can get. However, you know, Peter's probably got a bit of a target on his back. You know, people want Peter out, and I know that because I was part of a conversation. Also, you know, I think some of the jury will be a bit burnt from him. People like Ethan, people like Roger especially. However, Damien probably would want to vote for Peter, so putting him on the jury, you know, takes out possible people who would have wanted to vote for him. So it could increase my odds taking out Peter in the final three situation at final tribal council. Whatever move I make at the next tribal council, it needs to be fully beneficial to my survival in this game. Abby. Oh, hey girls, what do you want? We just wanted to talk to you about, well, the future in the game of you and Peter. Peter is a kind of player to create nothing out of something. Now, he does that with material. You know, material being people. You know, the more material he has, the higher chance he can pull off a move against us. So if we take away Abby from his selection, so he has nothing, you know, he can't really strike back. It's more precaution than, you know, necessary. So the way we see it is that Peter needs to go home at the next tribal council. I guess I see it. I mean, it makes sense to me, because I guess suppose Peter's a big strategic threat. He's got that immunity win, kind of what was our point of trying to get rid of him. I mean, I guess I'll think about it. So people are targeting Peter, and it doesn't surprise me. Peter has played a very risky and very, well, dodgy game. I mean, strategically he's a good player, and people wanted to target him because of it, and I'm brought into that idea. Now that's obviously good for me, because if things go south with Peter, I can just flip on him and vote him out. However, I am a little worried, because it could mean that I'm just a bit confused, because why are they asking me? If they've already got like 3 people to 2, why would they ask me? It doesn't really matter. If things go south, I'll just vote out Peter, because it makes the most sense to do that. Are you ready to get to your next immunity challenge? Yeah. For today's challenge, you're gonna hold on to one of the handles at the top of one of these poles. As we go on in the challenge, it will become harder to grip. If you fall, you're out of the challenge. Last person standing will win immunity safe from the boat. Losers tribal council, as somebody will be the 14th person voted out of this game and the 7th member of the jury. Alright, we'll draw for spots and we'll get started. Okay, everybody is in position and this challenge is on. Everybody is strong for the first 2 minutes. This challenge could go on for much longer than I anticipated. As the challenge goes on, your hands will become tired and maybe start to strain. You're up there for 5 minutes. Good job, everybody. To add insult to injury, it's a nice hot day, so you'll also probably get fatigued as well. So hang in there. This is a mental challenge. Madison drops. She's the first person out of this challenge. As you can see, this challenge is going to change very quickly. And just as I say that, Peter can't hold on much longer. He's out of this challenge. We're down to 3, and they are Kelly, Nick, and Abby, still fighting it out for immunity. These 3 have remained strong for just seemingly the entire challenge, but it's only been a little bit into the challenge. We'll be going for about 10 minutes. Keep it up. this is a great challenge of figuring out who is mentally prepared for the rest of this game. You know, if you drop now, you could be going home tonight, so this could be an important challenge. Abby couldn't handle the pressure. She is out of this challenge. We're down to 2. They are Callie and Nick, fighting it out for immunity once again. These two have stayed strong for the entire challenge. They've been up there for 15 minutes. And Callie falls. She's out of this challenge, meaning Nick wins immunity, and it also means that Nick now holds the new Survivor Immunity Individual Immunity Challenge record. Congratulations, Nick, on winning immunity, guaranteed spot in the final 4. As for the rest of you guys, tribal council tonight, where somebody will be the 14th person voted out of this game and become the 7th member of the jury. It will not be you. Alright, grab your stuff and back to camp. I'll see you guys tonight. So I'm immensely happy that I won this challenge. Not because I was, well, a correct idle play away from being eliminated last tribal. It's because I now hold the record. So that's good, because if I get to the end, people might look at the way and say, he has the record. Now, his strategic game's been pretty good, but physically, he's the most physical player in Survivor. Let's vote for him. Now, that's a big if, but, you know, people respect immunity challenge wins. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, I've seen a few variants in the show, and a lot of people respect immunity challenge winners. Not all the time, but this might be one of those times, and, you know, you can't go wrong with winning an immunity challenge. The challenge played out just about near perfect for me. You know, I would have loved to win it, but I decided to take a gamble. So, I dropped, well, after Madison, because I think that felt believable. I did that deliberately. I mean, I had more in the tank, but that's just part of the plan. First of all, I wanted to seem not that strong in Nick's eyes, but the thing that really put the icing on the cake was that Kelly lasted until the last person to drop before Nick won immunity. Now that's great, because now Nick will view her as a target, as a physical threat to his game, and me not so much. Now I could be targeted because I have no necklace. However, hopefully tonight Nick realizes that Kelly is the bigger threat to his physical game and would side with me and Abby to take Kelly out. So that would be great. So here's how I see it. I think we need to take out Kelly. Why? Well, did you see, she, well, once again came second and was very close to beating you. I mean, you looked like you were struggling. I was. So, what do you think? Well, overall, you have the necklace, and yes, maybe if you didn't have the necklace, maybe we would have targeted you, I'm not sure. However, me and you remember that conversation we had yesterday before the challenge. Yes? This is it. Kelly needs to go. She is a big threat physically to our games, and strategically, she's not bad either. Okay, I guess that makes sense. I'm very worried about Peter. I am certainly through that challenge. Now, I'm not entirely sure, but I have a very good eye of observation with people in challenges. Now, I noticed when people fell down, they were making like groaning noises, like it was difficult and stuff like that, like you do when you're tired, and they're also gripping their hand because of the strain. I didn't see that from Peter. I couldn't hear anything from Peter. He wasn't clearly struggling, so he either dropped because, well, he's really good at hiding his pain, or because he didn't have any pain at all and then he was dropping to make himself seem weaker. But on the other hand, he is correct. Kelly almost beat me again, and that could be dangerous for my game going forward. Like I said, the vote at tonight's tribal has to be beneficial for me making it to the end. So, it should be pretty simple. Peter doesn't have the necklace. I think the 4 of us take him out. Yep, I'm 100% with you here. Take out Peter, he goes home. Hopefully Peter goes home tonight, and I really hope he does, because, you know, me and Peter, yeah, we were allies at the beginning, but he took out one of my closest allies. Now, I'm not sure if he orchestrated it, but he certainly rubbed salt in the wound with that stupid convincing Roger not to play as idol. Now, obviously, that's great from his part, okay? I respect the move. However, he needs to go. You know, I have a personal vendetta against him because he took out my ally. So tonight, if Peter goes, I'll be very happy with that result. Well, here we go. Abby, we're swings votes tonight. Yeah, so what do? Well, we have to talk through the options. Tonight, I'm a swing vote. Now, I don't know necessarily how I got into this position. I'm not complaining. Tonight is a huge tribal council. It's final 5. After this, you've got one more immunity challenge, one more tribal council before that final tribal. If you make the wrong decision tonight and in the next tribal, you're screwed. So tonight has to be important. The 2 players that are on the chopping block tonight are 2 very similar players. They're both strategic, physical, and, you know, I think Kelly overall embodies a much more, you know, overall better game. However, Peter, I think, strategically has probably one of the better games here, in my opinion. And at the end of the day, people look for your strategic game and they say, you had the best one, overall I'm voting for you. So tonight could be a battle between those 2 tonight on who me and Nick vote for. So, 2 choices, Kelly or Peter. My opinion, Kelly is overall a better player. Well, just all 3 facets of the game if you add them up, yes. However, Peter, strategically, I think is better. You know, overall, Peter's better strategically. Kelly has a very good overall game. And when you look at that, you say, well, get rid of Kelly because she's solid. However, Peter, you know, he's got that immunity win behind his back. He's got a couple allies and people on that jury. So that also makes me think that Peter could also, you know, beat anybody at the end of the game as much as Kelly would be able to. You know, they're very similar on odds, so that just adds to the weight tonight, you know? Yeah, so this is going to be a difficult decision. Well, I think the thing that makes it easier, since it's so similar, you can't really mess this up. Look, Peter is a big threat, but the thing that makes me lean more towards him over Kelly is the fact that Kelly has several allies on the jury bench more than him. Kelly has got Ethan, Damien, and Peter are a thing, so you've got those 2, so those are the main allies on the jury. But if you vote out Kelly, I think a lot more people will be pissed off at me, you know? Well, if I vote off Peter, people will be like, oh yeah, Peter, good player, but, you know, he's a bit of an arsehole, so thank you, Nick, for doing that. That what makes me want to lean towards Peter. However, I know that's not set in stone because Kelly, you know, could beat me in a final 4 immunity challenge and then I go home, so that would be horrible. Welcome, El Pameo tribe, to another tribal council. First things first, we're bringing the members of the jury. Ashley, Ben, Tina, Ethan, Damien, and Roger voted out at the last tribal council. Okay, Nick, you suddenly now hold the record for the most amount of individual immunity challenge wins. You must be feeling pretty happy. Oh yes, Jeff, I am thrilled. I mean, you look back at seasons past, and you look at people like Jessica and Rob, and those were experts at immunity challenges, Jeff, because they won a lot, and I now hold a record over them, and you know, that's pretty impressive if you ask me. So, Peter, with the way that the merge has gone recently, are you nervous? Certainly, Jeff. I think I'd be lying if I said I was confident, and you know, I've told enough lies in this game, so hopefully tonight that, you know, I don't need to worry, but, you know, that doesn't stop the nerves from going. Kelly, how do you feel? I feel basically the same as Peter here, Jeff, because, well, yeah, like you said, the merge has been pretty chaotic. Well, that recent part of the merge, I'm talking about maybe from Ethan to Roger's boot. I mean, the previous 3 boots, I felt like I was in control, but now it's starting to slip away from me, and it's just kind of like a cat fight for, you know, control over this tribe. So Abby, where do you sit? I'll be honest, I feel like I'm in the middle, but you know, that's not always the best place to be, because if you mess it up, you know, even though we're only a couple tribal councils away from the final one, you know, even one mistake now could like destroy your entire game. Madison, do you agree with that? Absolutely. I think, you know, final 5, you know, you're close to the end, but you know, you're still gonna make it there, so anything you do wrong now will be bad for you in the future. Well, with that, it is time to vote. Abby will start us off. Kelly, we work together a lot in this game, so this kind of hurts me, but if this gets me through tonight's tribal, then I don't really care. Peter, I'm sorry, tonight it was either you or Abby, and well, there's no comparison between how you and Abby have played this game. I'll go tally the votes. If anybody has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now will be the time to do so. No? Okay, once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote, Kelly. Second vote, Peter. We're tied. 1 vote Kelly, 1 vote Peter. 3 votes left. Third vote, Peter. That's 2 votes Peter. 1 vote Kelly, 2 votes left. The fourth vote. And the 14th person voted out and the 7th member of the jury, Peter. Peter, that's 3, that's enough, no need to read the last votes, come bring me your torch. Peter, the tribe has spoken. It's time for you to go. Well, the big question was, coming into tribal, what was it going to be like? Was it going to be as chaotic as the rest of them? Well, tonight you proved that you guys are unified and voted out another member of your tribe. You've got 1 normal tribal council to go before we have our final tribal council. So get some rest. We're approaching the very end of this game. Grab your torches back to camp. Good night. I'll tell you what, when you come into this game, the first thing you feel is probably never heartbreak, but that's kind of how I feel at the moment.
You know, with such a roller coaster type merge, you know, I felt like if I got to the end, I really had a chance of winning the game. So to get that taken away from you is disappointing, but it is part of the game, and I guess I can say I enjoyed it a lot.
I played an excellent game, well manufactured. I harbored no resentment for people who voted against me, with me, or otherwise. So, you know, it was just a darn good time.